My name is Steve. Welcome to Shark River Machine. In this video, it'll be part number 3 of the Atlas Quick Change Toolpost build for Emma's Spare Room Machine Shop Toolmaking Contest. In part 3, I decided that I'm going to make all the rest of the parts of the Toolpost out of steel, replacing the original aluminum components. And those pieces include the eccentric that operates the pistons to lock the tool holders, and also a spindle that goes down the center of it that rotates, that the eccentric rotates on, and it also holds the tool post tight to the compound slide. Again, I want to thank all my new subscribers. I really appreciate it. If you like what you see, please leave a comment and hit the thumbs up to like the video. I decided to make the center core section with the eccentric on it. I decided to make that out of steel. I've got a piece of 12L14 I just cut off. I've got to face it off and turn this. And I'm just going to clean up the outside diameter. The nominal size on it is 1.5 inches, and this is 1.5 inches stock. But the actual piece measured 1.470. I'm just going to clean it up a little bit and leave it where it falls. Set my compound at 30 degrees. I'm just going to cut a bevel on this, more for appearance than function. Next operation is to drill it through the center. It's going to need a 5/8 hole, which I'm going to drill and then ream. And that is for the center pivot assembly. I'm going to spot drill it first, and then I'm going to through drill it with a 1/4 inch drill and start to work my way up. Okay, I'm at 993. So I'm going to take the tool post apart and check it for fit. Perfect fit. All I've got to do is deburr the end, actually cut it to length and then deburr it. Very good. Got 4 thousandths to go. Perfect. Now for the tricky part. I've got to offset this in the 4-jaw chuck by 70 thousandths to turn my eccentric. So I'm going to get that set up and I'll come back when I'm ready to start turning. Okay, I've got it. I've got 70 thousandths there, which is my offset, and 0 on that side. I've got, let's re-zero it. I got 0 there, and back to 0. Okay. Let's cut it. Okay, I'm going to take very light cuts so I don't end up knocking this thing out of alignment. I've taken and marked it with the Sharpie. I just got to take about 10 thousandths at a time off here. Okay, this should be the last cut. Okay, it's 920. Perfect. That's exactly where I wanted it to be. Okay, got my 70 thousandths offset for the eccentric. That should work perfect. Just going to clean it up, polish it up a little bit, ready to drill a hole for the actuating lever. Well, there's the finished piece. I drilled and tapped a 1032 hole in the side of it. I got a 1032 set screw used as a stud and threaded the handle on it. I think what I'm going to do is take and replace the handle with something a little bit more substantial, and I'll probably put a 1/4-28 thread in there, but for now this will do the job. You can see the eccentric, 70 thousandths offset, worked out perfect. Next piece that I need to make is the center pivot, which would be this piece here, and I'm making that out of a piece of 12L14 steel. I'll put the tool holder back together. I'm using the new eccentric. Fits perfect. Okay, I've got to turn it down to 0.625 for a length of 1 inch, 1 3/4 inches. I'm going to lay out my 1 3/4. witness mark at 1.75 inches. Got to change my live center. I'll put my smaller diameter center in there. The tool bit is hitting. Got to tell you, this is already working better. I've never been able to take 50 thousandths cuts before on this lathe, and I'm able to do it now. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. This should be the finishing pass, just a 5 thousandths cut. Perfect. The next thing I need to do is drill it out to 5/16. Okay, the next thing I'm going to do, next improvement that I'm going to make, this pilot here is very thin wall, because I bored it out. Originally it came with a 1/4 inch hold down stud, and I bored it out for 5/16. So now I'm going to make this 7/16 outside diameter. I'm going to make it just a little bit longer so that it'll hold better in the fixture. As soon as I started cutting this piece of material yesterday, I realized that it was not 1214 steel. And last night when I finished up out here in the shop, I went and checked the invoice for the material that I had gotten, and in fact this is W1, which is fine. That works. Now what I need to do is one of the few real critical dimensions on this project. I've got to cut this shoulder. So that the length of the post is just about between 5 and 10 thousandths longer than the distance from the face of the eccentric down to the shoulder where it goes into the bottom of the tool holder. So I have marked the distance, and I'm a little shy, so I'm going to work up to my line and then I'm going to finish it off. Okay, I'm down to my last 5,000. Okay, this is the final operation on it. Just cutting a 45-degree bevel on the edge, and it's more decorative than anything. That should be the final operation. I'm going to take it, put it all together, and wrap it up. Okay, this wraps up the build of the tool post. And the next part, I'm going to actually build the tool holders. But I'm going to go through this step by step. The first thing that I did that I didn't show on camera is that I built a new T-nut for the compound. These compounds have a tendency to be a little bit weak, so I built the T-nut that pretty much covers the entire thing. The next thing that I did is that I replaced the original 1/4 inch bolt with a grade 8 5/16 stud. Now, if you'll notice, this is a lip that sticks up, about 3/16 of an inch above the surface for the tool post. And what happens is with the quick change tool post, the edge of it will hit that if you try and turn it at an angle. So the next thing I did was build a spacer washer. The next part in the build is the tool post itself. I made that out of a piece of mystery metal. The dovetails were cut with the Randy Richard dovetail cutter. It's the new one that he just came out with, the smaller diameter. The next piece that I made is the eccentric. It has the centers between the outer diameter and the eccentric diameter were 70 thousandths difference. Okay, the final piece is the center pivot. It has a shoulder, and that goes down into a hole in the bottom of the cutter. And there's my nut. That holds the tool holder tight, and then that operates the eccentric. Slide my tool holder on and lock it in place. And I can tell you already, just from the amount of time that I used it in its various stages of completion, because I kept using this tool post once I got the block finished, it is significantly more rigid than the original one. When I first started trying to cut with the aluminum tool post, I could maybe cut 20 thousandths off the diameter, and with the new tool post I had no problem doing 50 thousandths cuts, and I'm not sure if I can push it any further. See if the lathe has the power to try some heavier cuts than that. So this wraps up the second part of the Emma's Spare Room Workshop tool making contest, and the third and final part will be making the actual tool holders. Thanks for watching.